All right, I want to take a look at this new stock on the Canadian market. It's called THINKIFIC Labs. And this is actually the company that makes the website and the platform that I make my course on. I made my course with THINKIFIC Labs, with thinkific.com. That's the platform that I made my course on. I really like the platform. It's very easy to use. I made a great course. Okay, the website is great. You get the website. You have different payment options that you could set up for people, such as subscription, monthly subscription, or one-time payment, or you pay some this month, some next month, some the other month, whatever. So it's got all these different options. You can add videos, you can add audio, you can add like PowerPoint presentations. You can put reviews up there. You can have like certificates, like, somebody completed your course, they get a certificate. So many features the site has, and now they're integrating apps. And I'm hope at some point they make it on an app so that I can have you guys view my course on an app. I can have the 10-bagger app. That would be awesome. I got to make a 10-bagger app at some point. Not yet, but I will in the future. I got big plans. Mr. Bagger, Mr. 10-bagger, whatever you want to call me. I got big plans. So let's take a look at Thinkific stock. I like this stock for the reasons that I just stated to you. Now, to my knowledge, some fund, I don't know which fund, I forget, and I'm not going to search it up now, but some fund, okay, let's search it up. Thinkific Fund Holdings. Thinkific. Okay. Here. The Rhino Group. That's it. Early warning report. They're sending out this early warning report, and they're just letting people know, I don't know why it's not loading, that this fund owns like 38% of the shares or something. 30%. And up to 35.6% voting interest in the issuer. So they own over 30% equity interest and over 35% voting interest, this fund, the Rhino Group. So what this actually causes in the stock is that there's actually not that much liquidity in the stock right now. The volume is fairly low, 41,000, 42,000 shares on the Canadian side. Let's do a little bit of math quick. 42,000 times an average of, let's say, $18.20 might have been the average of traded for today. It's less than $1 million, $760,000. That tells you a few things. That tells you that there's a lack of liquidity right now in the stock. Okay. You can't day trade the stock that well because there's like big spreads between the bid and the ask. And, smaller amounts of money can influence the price. I mean, it's less than $1 million, right? So somebody even buys $100,000 worth, and that's going to influence the price, by 20 cents or so, 20, 30 cents or so. Anyways, you've seen this big volume right near the lows, right when the stock came out. And the lowest the stock hit was $12.12. That was over here. This was the IPO, and there was this big bull volume. That was the highest volume there ever was, 1.37 million shares traded hands that day on the IPO. Formed a bit of a bull flag, failed bull flag, declined. I think the NASDAQ was doing a little bit of a drop at the time too, so that's probably why this was dropping, because it's correlated with the NASDAQ and with tech stocks. So found a bottom, big rebound, started gapping up, gap up, gap up, gap up. Gapped up. No, it didn't gap up. Yeah, it did gap up this day. Multiple gap ups, but wasn't a 3 gap up. Bearish pattern. I would think this could be a bearish pattern, but since it's becoming right off the lows, it's different. If it was already skyrocketing and then it was 3 gap up, I would think it's overextended and I would think it's due for a pullback. But since this is gapping up, even if it's 3 gaps right off of the lows, then I wouldn't think it's a 3 gap up reversal pattern. So it had those gap ups showing strength and consolidated around the previous highs and broke out, hit all-time highs. Now it looks like we're making a cup and handle here. We got a very clear cup, very clear handle. This looks a little interesting, the way the handle is forming over here. We did break the daily higher low pattern. Well, actually, we broke it on Monday. But it didn't break this support level here. It held that as a support. We got a little double bottom on the daily. It showed strength today. The bulls showed up. Higher volume than the past several weeks, actually, even though it doesn't look big on the chart. Higher volume than the past several weeks. 41,000 today. So be a little bit cautious because the liquidity is a little bit low on this stock. I mean, one person can influence the price of the stock, literally. Then that's good in one way. That's mostly bad because you don't want a lack of liquidity. You don't want, small money or small amounts of people or whatever institutions influencing the price. You don't want big spreads. I mean, these are negative things. But with that in mind, that tells you one big positive thing is that not a lot of people know about this stock. Not a lot of people know about it. It's a fairly new stock. And when you get in something before the crowd, before a lot of people find out about it, that's huge. I mean, that's how I made a lot of money early on. It was with the weed stocks. I got in before everybody found out about it. That's why I made money. I got in before it was all over the news, before it was all over the TV, before everybody was talking about it to each other. That's the time that I was selling. Big profits. So that's how you make money in the market. And if this stock does become hot at some point, and this fund already owns, over 30% of the equity in the stock, and I'm sure the CEO and other guys own a lot of percent, that means there's a low float. There's not many shares to go around for the public. And any little bit of demand is going to shoot this stock higher. And if this stock gets a lot of interest from the public for whatever reason, hopefully they start making a lot of money and whatnot. And I can imagine they're doing well because I'm doing well with my course. A lot of people love the course. A lot of people love the website. So I think that the company would be doing well, and I don't know for sure, but it's a great website. I made a great course with it. Everybody that signed up for the course thus far, at least to my knowledge, at least nobody has complained to me. Everybody's only had good things to say. And, that tells me that my course is good. That tells me that Thinkific's website is good. I like this company. I've invested a lot of time into my course, and so I've invested some money into this company. I like the pattern. It looks interesting to me. I like the future prospects. It could be like a Shopify. It's only just over 1 billion market cap. And in technical terms, it is overpriced based on how much money and stuff they make right now. But again, this is a game of also investing for the future and for growth. Shopify was very overpriced. That's my bedtime alarm saying I should go to sleep now. If you heard that. Shopify was very overpriced for a very long time, but it caught up to its valuation. They started making a lot of money to kind of make sense of their valuation. And, a really stock that, shows a lot of interest to me that's comparable to Thinkific is Lightspeed. And Lightspeed's another one that came out on the TSX a long time ago. Similar thing. The volume wasn't that high. Look at the highest volume that first day, 4.3 million. Okay, higher than Thinkific. But then it was low. It was like 100,000 a day. 100,000, some days 40,000, 50,000. The volume was low for a long time. It started to pick up. And look at the stock now. It dumped first, but this was, I think, in the coronavirus crash. Everything dumped. It was looking pretty good. It was making that cup and handle and was a failed one, and then it dumped. See how patterns can fail sometimes. That's why you don't want to enter prematurely. So then it broke down, set that double bottom. Nice trend, was trending. Since then, volume started picking up. Now the volume is, 500,000 on the regular, sometimes 1 million, sometimes 700, sometimes 4. But either way, it's a lot higher than it was in the beginning back here. And that's because bigger money has entered this stock. That's because more people know about this stock. More people heard about it. Now it's on the NASDAQ and stuff as well. So I'm thinking it could be a similar situation with Thinkific. Lightspeed came out around, $18, $19. And Thinkific is around that price right now. And they're both on the TSX. They both had that similar low volume, big spread and stuff in the beginning. They're both e-commerce. Sorry, not just e-commerce. Lightspeed is all kind of retail commerce. But they both deal with Thinkific isn't payments yet. They're not doing their own payment system yet. Anyways, let's not get into that stuff. I think this stock is promising. This is not financial advice. This is not a buy recommendation. I like this stock. It seems interesting to me. I think it has future potential, but that we've yet to totally see. But thus far, the stock's looking pretty good. The chart's looking pretty good. Potential cup and handle here. And if you're Canadian and you're looking for potential growth stock, a tech stock, a stock with a company that has high profit margins, high gross margins, you know, because their expenses are fairly low, looks like a potential bull flag on the weekly, this might be the one. Take a look, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and a lot more. Thanks for watching, guys. Good night.